That's it. We're opening a restaurant.
We're stopping the podcast and we're opening a restaurant called the Ubin.
The Cuban.
The crew. That's great. Welcome once again to Chill Filter, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to. But you probably should. Hey, you probably are. And that's why we like you. That's why we freaking like you. Anyway, we do like you guys. And here's some business for the week. Comments on YouTube. We love comments. We don't always respond to them within the day, but we usually try to respond to every one of them. So if you want to comment on the YouTube video, whether you're watching the YouTube video or not, maybe you're listening to it in your car, hop back on the phone later when you stop driving and comment on that YouTube video. We love it. We love that stuff. So hit us up if you want to do that. If you're new and you're hooked, 4 episodes in, you're hooked, do the same. We want to hear from the new people too. That's the business for this week. Bryan, I was ranting right before we started recording and I put it on the Discord, but Pennsylvania, fine wine and good spirits, they call it. It's the ABC for Pennsylvania. They send out an email as well as their website. They update their website saying, hey, the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection lottery, as well as the Pappy lottery, is now live. You have a few days to sign up. You can do that if you're a Pennsylvania resident. By the time this episode comes out, it is too late because it's only like 4 or 5 days from today. We're recording on a Monday this week. That being said, they put 5 bottles for the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. They're like, we do this every year. It's 5 bottles. And then they put the lineup of all the Pappy bottles. And they're like, hey, we're going to feature the Pappy bottles as well as we did last year. And this year we have another bottle. It's called E.H. Taylor. It's like Colonel E.H. Taylor straight bourbon. And it's 100 proof. And
bottled
obviously,
and bond.
Yeah, bottled and bond. Exactly right. And obviously they're referencing the new BTAC bottle. But on the picture, it shows just a straight, bottle of the small batch E.H. Taylor, because obviously someone's not doing their job right. But then you think about it, it's like, does anyone at an ABC, place know what they're talking about? And this is what reminded, like, it's so dumb. And then you go on their website. If you go to finewinegoodsspirits.com or whatever their stupid website is, you will see that they are repping the E.H. Taylor BTAC bottle as a small batch bottle. And it's not that big a deal, but then again, it is. Like, this is a state-controlled government website, a government-controlled like entity in the state, and they're getting this wrong. And you'd think after all this whiskey, after all these things they sell, fine wine, good spirits, they would know what they're talking about, but they don't. And here's my question for you, Bryan, before I ask about entry buzz or how your life's doing or whatever, any of that crap. No, I'm kidding. But what is worse, the knowledge of an ABC store employee or the knowledge of a Total Wine employee?
Ooh, well, honestly, sounds like ABC now. Like, I don't get how someone who is working in this profession just by osmosis hasn't learned the difference between this and that.
Especially in the marketing department.
I love the idea. I love the idea that they're like, well, this is the one that everyone keeps asking us about. As if this was like the special one.
Who signed off on this email? You got to go through a few, eyes need to see this email before it is signed off on. And so many people probably were like, looks good to me. That looks like an E.H. Taylor to me. And, but I will say this. I have a local ABC store. I have a few. There's 2 within 5-10 minutes of my place. One is like 3 minutes away, which is really nice. I really enjoy the company of those ABC employees, but I will admit they are nice people. Some of them don't know what they're talking about. And I don't mean that as a rude way, because I do like saying hi to them, catching up with them, telling them a little bit about whiskey and stuff like that. But like, one of my favorite dudes there, he doesn't even drink. Like, he's never drank a day in his life. And it's not like that tells anything about, but it's like, you don't need to understand whiskey to work there. You don't need to understand liquor or alcohol at all to work there. And it's not like you need to. I mean, it's not your job, but it kind of is your job. So.
I don't know. It's an indicator as to how tuned into things you might be. And if you if somebody worked at a theme park and they're like, nah, I hate roller coasters. It's like, well, I'm not going to ask them for their opinion on how cool this roller coaster is.
Yeah. It's crazy. Nice guys. I will say that a million times. Nice people. But like,
and also the people in your store aren't the people who are emailing thousands of people on a mailing list.
It should be a lot tighter on those people that are emailing thousands, if not, like close to millions, I'm sure, for some people. I mean, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia alone is like 6 million people. Yeah. And
very public facing thing here. Someone creating such public facing content, the fact that they wouldn't know the difference is a little startling to me.
Inaccuracies, public facing content inaccuracies, calling them out.
They meandered their way all the way down from BTEC all the way down to small batch. Yeah,
it's terrible, heinous.
Heinous because
wait, what's that?
Did you ever see the show? What's the dude? Seth Rogen, I think, and anyway, he and other dudes go to North Korea.
I haven't seen it, but
I don't even know what it's called. I do not remember.
It's not The Intern, is it? No, that's the Google one.
Yeah,
and that's not even him, I don't think.
Oh, James Franco, I think that's who it was. He keeps saying they hate us because they ain't us, but he keeps saying it like they hate us because they ain't us. And then Seth Rogen's like, wait, what'd you say?
Heinous.
So that reminded me of that.
That's funny. You could play the heinous game. Anyway, It's been 2 days. No,
it's been
2 days since we last recorded.
Yep. Whole lot of time, and lots of things can happen in 24 hours. So what happened on your end?
The kids got better. They're in school and successfully in school today. No calls from the teacher. And then it's pretty chill over here. It's nothing. Work's been busy lately, but all like doable, but all busy. My exam's coming up too, so I'm getting into that stretch of time where I might fight a person on the street. So just keep that in mind, everyone.
They had it coming, like no doubt, they had it coming,
dude. Every single person that did almost get fought by me did have it coming. Like that stupid guy in Sedona mocking me.
I don't remember that one.
I had no doubt that I was going to beat that guy up.
When was that? What happened there?
This was before one of my exam attempts. Me and my family went to, like, my wife, and this was before kids, and when we lived in Arizona, my parents visited from Colorado, and we went to Sedona. And we're walking down like Main Street, Sedona, and this like gust of wind blows for a moment. And then this guy passes by my wife and says something along the lines of like, "Did you feel that?" And she's like confused, and he keeps walking. He walks past her and walks past me. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, what just happened? And I didn't even hear it, but my mom was like, "What did that guy say to you?" And she's like, "I don't know." And it was so like confusing to her that it was like obvious to me that like this was weird as opposed to like this was a misunderstanding. And so he sees me, he turns around and just like from a distance, probably like, I don't know, like 30 feet away, he's just seeing what's happening. And we're all looking at him like, what just happened? And I go like, what? Like put up my hands like, what? And he starts mocking me. And he's like, huh? And I'm like, okay. I'm like so ready to beat this guy up. And he's like a young guy. I could totally take him. Never took a guy in my whole life, but this guy I could take. And my dad just like grabs me, like grabs my chest and pushes me back. He's like, that guy is not worth it. And I was like, you're right. But I did not think of that at the time. And that was one of my fight stories of the dude on the street. One of the few. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm not like super stressed, but it usually it's like subconscious. It's like it is not like I'll say I'm not stressed and then that will happen. So it's like I don't feel super stressed. I feel almost very well prepared thus far. But once you get like 2 weeks out, which we're not there yet, I still have like 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. No, about 3 weeks. Then the subconscious stress kicks in a little more.
Yeah, sneaks up on you.
Yeah,
I can see situations sneak up on you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like weirdos.
It's sneaking up on me right now here.
Yeah, you get to go to the Florida, the big FL, as they say.
Oh yeah,
they don't.
That is sneaking up. Yeah. By the time this comes out, we will be home already.
Oh wow!
But yeah, we're going to Universal Orlando here. Going to spend a couple of days there. Just Sam and me, no Emma, and yeah, looking forward to just getting away.
I'm jealous, man. Heather, Beck is 4.5 years old plus, and we still have not gone on an overnight travel away from our child. And I think they're ready. I think, I got to bring it up again to her. I'll be like, hey, we have very well suited babysitters, well practiced even. And yet here we are, unable to. But I think her problem, like she'll like switch sometimes. Like I love my wife, but she'll be like, "Oh, I don't want to leave them," and I'll be like, "They're old enough. They can handle it." Like we even one time did a concert in a city like an hour or two away from where we live, and we came back while they were sleeping. And they're always sleeping, but it was like I think we went to bed. It was basically they stayed at our in-laws. And they went to bed at our in-laws. And when we got back, we stayed at our in-laws and woke up with them.
Yeah.
And so, but now, like we've done that. It's fine. And you wake up the next morning, mommy and daddy are there. Same as when we do date nights. We do date nights at least try to do once a month. And they're asleep by the time we get home normally. So it's like, this isn't that crazy. But I'll say that. I'll be like, they can handle it. And then she'll be like, well, I don't want to go on trips without them. And I'm like, I do. I love my children, love them to death, but I could totally enjoy my life for a few days with just my wife and not them.
So, yeah. Could you do like a baby step where you stay at a hotel like a mile down the road that night just to like see how your wife feels? Like, we're close. We're not there.
Yeah, no, I'd be totally down. She would be there like first thing in the morning though. But that would be a baby step, which is great.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we got to do that. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to mention this last week, but by the time this comes out, the 20th, it might be a little too late for some restaurants. But men or women, if you're into that kind of thing, plan for Valentine's Day. Get a reservation today. This is what I'm good at. I already got my reservation like 2 weeks ago or 2 or 3 weeks ago at a local Richmond restaurant. And get on it today. Like this is your final warning. Like if you don't get on it now, you're going to be cooking at home, which is fine. If you're into cooking at home, that's fine. But if you want to treat your wife right or your significant other right, take her out, man. Treat her right. Anyway, that's what I do best.
Treat her right. So, what are you drinking?
2 things. I am drinking some Bundaberg. Ginger beer.
Nice. Just straight up ginger beer, no other wacky flavor?
No. Have you ever done a Bundaberg wacky flavor?
Yeah, dude. Actually, so because it's Australian, in New Zealand, there's like twice as many wacky flavors in New Zealand as make it to the United States. So yeah. That's cool. When we've gone to New Zealand, I've been like, oh yeah, I want to try all these.
I feel like I've seen like a pineapple one and like a pomegranate one or something like that. Like on not eBay. Why did I say eBay? Amazon.
Yeah.
I got to check those out.
Search my Google photos for Bundaberg. See what comes
please
up.
do. They're good at that, Google. I am also drinking a 8-year 122 proof rye from a distillery that does it on their own, in-state, non-sourced rye whiskey. 8 years old. Very impressive. Very impressive. And it is from, take a guess, Bryan.
Driftless Glen.
Driftless Glen Distillery, Baraboo, Wisconsin. This is an 8-year. This is a Woodman's pick. Oh, what do you got?
Nice. So yours, I believe, is the one that Ben sent us for Christmas 2 Christmases ago. So. Mine is the barrel number 1712 that we picked up during the pick, where they only had like 5 of these. Yeah,
I thought about doing that one.
I knew I wanted it to be a good one, and I knew that this was a good one. So I was like, I'll just go all the way. But I'm also drinking 2 things, and just for well-roundedness, this is the distillery exclusive Elijah Craig barrel proof rye, which is also very good. So this what we're drinking today, Woodinville straight rye 8 years, is going up to bat against some really good ones.
So remind me, there was a hundreds number, like 1400 or something like that you were loving from Driftless Glen. What was that number, or what was those hundreds?
Yeah, well, so specifically, I've had several barrels from 1600 to 1750, and they all have the same like high fruit, high menthol at the same time flavor that I really like. But honestly, anything under 2000 that is at least like 8 years aged, so it's not some like super old bottling that's not quite 8 years. Anything below 2000 and 8 years plus is a buy. Absolutely. Especially if you don't have any driftless and you're like interested in getting into it, just look. Does it say like 9 years in the bottom corner that I'm holding up to the video right now? And then is the barrel number under 2000? If both, yes, please buy.
So I know you were pursuing something on Unicorn Auctions. Did you get that one?
Yeah, I think I've either 2 or 3 on Unicorn that were, I think some of them were older bottlings, so it didn't say the age in the corner. It just has the sticker that says 5+ years.
And did it have the barrel number?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And the only reason I would have bought any on Unicorn is because they were in the 1600 to 1750 range. Like I have a 1646 that I super love, and I think like a 1650 something showed up. It was only a couple barrels away, so I was like, well, I gotta get that one and see how it compares. And then another one came up, and I was like, well, I gotta get that one and see how that compares. And then finally, now I'm like, nope, done. I am not allowed to buy any more driftless Rise until I at least drink like 3 of these.
Yeah, but they got good stuff. I have a feeling what we're drinking today will be a little bit different. I have a feeling it won't be as spicy and mentholy, but I have no idea. Never tried it.
I hope it's crafty funky. I hope.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, got any other thoughts before we scooch it over to a fun history segment?
Yeah, I do actually. My search for Bundaberg actually came up.
Please.
In Tahiti, I got a pineapple coconut Bundaberg. I wonder if that was the one that you were thinking of. Oh, like
a pina colada.
Here it is. I took a picture of a shelf of Bundabergs. Oh, this was also in Bora. This was in Bora Bora. Tropical mango and guava. I know I tried the guava one. Yeah, dude, that one was good.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. We'll leave it.
Send me that picture later.
Yeah. It's funny how many alcohol related things come up with my Bundaberg search on Google Photos.
Oh, that's funny. Bundaberg, they're great, man. I used to make my own ginger beer. It was
that's right.
Good. But it was potent, and I made it potent because I wanted it potent. I love really gingery stuff. Although there's a Kroger brand ginger beer, Usually I get it in the diet variety. It is actually really spicy, almost too spicy. It's weird. It's got more of a burn than like, it's almost like they like added a little cayenne pepper to it. Like it's a burn.
I think I got that from there's a brand called Cock and Bull that like I remember it being super spicy. It was too spicy for me. I didn't like it.
But it's like almost not gingery spicy at a certain point. It's like just
hot.
It's almost like capsaicin spice. It's weird.
Do you ever just eat like ginger candies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you dried ginger candy guy.
Dude, some of the if it's like a hard candy, it's different. But like sometimes, actually, when we were in Madison, one of those bars we went to put in like a sugared ginger candy, and it was so good. I gotta figure out how to make those, because it's like you kind of like, I guess you like dehydrate them and add a lot of sugar to them or something like that. But it was really good.
Yeah.
Love
Dude,
it.
one last tiny thought. I am digging the Driftless so much more than the Elijah Craig. Man, the fruity menthol on Driftless is just so good. And like the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof's great and all, but it's almost too powerful. Like it's hot. It's a little too much. And like the fruit makes the Driftless come across a little more delicate, and I just love it so much. And you were drinking the Woodman's pick, right?
Yeah, but now I pulled up the one you were talking about, the 1712.
Yeah, well, now I pulled out the Woodman's.
Nice.
We're just gonna. Oop, that's a table bump there. We're just gonna do this here.
Oh man, how did they get such a good pick? Those other people. This one's 125 proof, 9 years. Basically, when we were picking our barrel, they were like, "Hey, try this," and it was like not the dregs, but it was like 5 or 6 bottles of someone else's barrel, and whoever that someone else was good. They got some good picks.
I must have. I have 2 different Woodmans, because the one that Ben sent, the one that you have, is it must be down in my lower cabinet, and I'm not about to fish it out.
2802 is my barrel number.
Okay, well, it's definitely not this one, because this was a Unicorn Auctions buy, and the reason I bought this is because the label's all screwed up.
Oh, that's right. They used to do that.
See what my ABV percent is?
Yeah, it's
1,106.
Yeah. I had one. I don't think I have it now. I think I finished it, but there was another one I had that was like screwed up in that way, like the wrong label portions. Yeah.
I remember the first thing I saw on this one when I saw the picture was it says proof 60. I was like, 60 proof? You're kidding. And then it says ABV percentage 1,106. Like, oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Is that the lowest number barrel you have?
1106. That's the lowest number barrel.
Nice. I got 4. I mean, I think the lowest I have is that 1712, but there. I mean, you also helped me get that one pick. Give me a second.
Yeah, dude, I got like we could be here for.
One is a 1600.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's in the good range.
Yeah.
We'd be here for 30 more minutes if I started getting all my Driftless out.
But shout out to Ben Klepsig for helping us out with that. Actually, how did we even? No, here's how it all started with Driftless for me, for the most part. Right when this podcast began in 2018, summer of 2018, there was a like Virginia like whiskey or not Virginia, Wisconsin whiskey club kind of thing. This is where I met Caleb Olson. This is where I met Scott behind My Bourbon Journey. And we had been only going for like 2 months or something like that, and met those guys and it was all at Driftless Glen and Baraboo. And so, but then Caleb Olson sent a pick sample, and we were like, whoa, this is good. This is very unique. And so that's where it all kind of started. I had tried a little bit, but I didn't really recognize it too much when I was just at the distillery. But yeah. So that's that. That's how it all began. Now we got a pick that I need to reach out to them about, because they have been radio silent for like a month.
in limbo somewhere.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I have
probably
a
on
feeling they
some
kinda just,
loading
like
dock somewhere,
yeah.
and they're like, I don't know, let's do all
That's a
these
really
other
good
things.
point. They said they bottled it already last time
Yeah,
I
totally.
really spoke to them, so I'm like, "Dang it, now I'll just put you in the group chat," because then we'll both hold them accountable, so,
Sounds good. Sounds good.
yeah. Alright. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back and talk about history. So here you go to break. And we're back. Solid break. Solid break. So no notes to get to this week. It's a rare week, a rare occasion. We're drinking Woodinville 8-year, 100% rye whiskey. Not our first Woodinville. Yep, there it is. Hey, shout out. That's the notes I need to get to. Shout out to friggin' Cody Clark, the baller that he is out in Nebraska. He sent us not just this rye, he sent us a buttload of ryes from like
Yeah, this was the
Chattanooga
the
and
Christmas pack.
Sagamore.
Yeah.
Dude, baller. Baller supreme, Cody Clark. Sometimes I want to call him Cody Clarkson, but that's Paul Clarkson. So shout out to that baller too. Yeah, not our first Woodinville whiskey on the podcast, but it's been years.
I bet.
Last and only time we featured Woodinville was episode 110.
Oh wow.
July 27th, 2020. Almost 5.5 years ago. And that was a Robbie era one.
Yep.
And Robbie's from the Pacific Northwest, and so is this whiskey. So I wanted to give some history of the Pacific Northwest regarding whiskey instead of just your basic Woodinville history today. So we're going to talk about Pacific Northwest grain and whiskey culture. When people think about American whiskey, the mental map usually stops in Kentucky, Indiana, or if you're talking about rye, Pennsylvania, maybe Maryland. But the Pacific Northwest has its own deep agricultural history. And Woodinville's 8-year rye is a really good example of how that region expresses whiskey differently. Long before there were distilleries in Washington state, the Pacific Northwest was already a serious grain growing region. The climate, cool nights, long growing seasons, and consistent rainfall made it ideal for grains like rye and barley. In fact, found this out, Washington has been one of the top rye producing states in the country for decades, even though it rarely gets mentioned when you're talking about whiskey conversations in rye. What makes that important is that rye grown in the Pacific Northwest tends to express itself differently than rye grown in the Midwest. It often shows softer spice, more herbal and floral notes, and less of that sharp black pepper bite that people associate with like East Coast Monongahela and all that, and even Kentucky ryes. That agricultural character becomes especially noticeable when the whiskey is aged longer, like what we're drinking today, 8-year expression. Then there's the climate piece. Unlike Kentucky's hot summers and humid warehouses, the Seattle area experiences cooler, steadier temperatures year-round. That means barrels breathe more slowly. Whiskey extracts oak compounds at a gentler pace, which can lead to longer aging without tipping into the overly tannic or bitter territory over oaked. In other words, an 8-year rye in Washington doesn't behave the same way that an 8-year rye would in Kentucky. It matures very differently. This is where Woodinville fits into the broader Pacific Northwest whiskey identity. Instead of chasing speed or intensity, distillers in this region tend to emphasize patience and grain-forward character, letting the rye speak first and the oak follow rather than dominate the whiskey. What's interesting about Woodinville's 8-year rye is that it sits at the intersection of all of this, basically the regional grain, the cooler climate, maturation, and long-term aging. It's not trying to like replicate a Kentucky rye or even a Pennsylvania rye. It's showing what happens when you give Northwest grown rye time and space to evolve in a Northwest environment. So when you're tasting this whiskey, if you ever do, you're not just tasting the age of the or barrel influence. You're tasting regional expression of rye that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. It's a reminder that American whiskey isn't monolithic, and that place still matters, even in a country dominated by a few famous whiskey regions. So I wanted to even follow up after I was kind of writing all that down. I know a person who is distilling whiskey, and recently he's a rice whiskey enthusiast. And the first batch he did was like sushi rice, kind of like, like what you typically see in sushi. And it was like a clean rice. And he said that was very sweet, very appley, and like white wine, like apple cider and white wine kind of notes. Mm-hmm. And then he picked up basmati rice and started working with that. And he said that it was like it was fruity, but it was like sour. And it was very, like, just very different. And this is what I bring up is like, what I've learned through this friend is that there's a lot more factors than we think of when it comes to whiskey. Like, for example, there's not just one variety of rye out there. And there's not one terroir of rye out there. Like if you grow wine in the Chardonnay region or whatever, I don't even know, versus like another French wheat region, even though Chardonnay is not a region, I don't believe. But correct. Like you do like even that is like Chardonnay grapes. I believe it's a grape. I don't think it's a region.
Yes.
But versus other white wine grapes are two different beasts, let alone you use the same like wine grape in a different region. It's a different whiskey or a different wine. But like, I've realized through this friend that little things make up a huge difference. I mean, he was blown away when he was like, dude, it is like so different than this other rice grain. It's like basically the same species, but different. Like, I don't know if it's the same species, but it's like same it might be the same species, but it might be like a different subspecies or something like that.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All that to say, huge difference in the nose and flavor of things. It's made me realize that there are so many more factors than we imagine. For example, like, I don't know, we usually think like, okay, it's the grain or the mash bill, the entry proof. I don't know. People don't even consider entry proof. They're like, it's the mash bill and the age, and that's about it. But there are so many more factors that go into whiskey that make it different. Yeah. Like, you think about it, Wisconsin rye is probably very different than like North Dakota rye, which is typically where Buffalo Trace is getting their rye from. Stuff like that. I don't know. It blows my mind.
I definitely hear differences in grains, like like a lot of places use yellow number 2 corn or whatever it is. Like it's commodity grain. I don't know what I'm talking about, but like then there are places who like look down on people for just using the yellow number 2
totally
corn. And because they use some fancy corn from some other, I don't know, state or region or something. Like there's totally a difference in grains. And you made me curious, so I looked up real quick. Because if Washington, what would you say?
Go on.
No, if it was a meme, I need to know what it was.
No, I was thinking subspecies as opposed to like species.
Okay. I thought you were dropping sick memes mid-sentence.
I wish.
Not Wisconsin, Washington.
North Dakota.
Uh,
Okay.
no. Washington is a substantially higher latitude than Pennsylvania
Yeah.
and Maryland.
Kentucky. Okay.
Maryland, Pennsylvania corresponds to like Northern California. So, because when you were talking about how I did it again, Washington is one of the nation's highest rye
Yeah.
producers. I was like, oh well, they must be right in line with Pennsylvania because when I think of rye, I think of Pennsylvania, but no, apparently not. So I could not only would the grains be totally different genetic makeup, but also grown at entirely different climates too.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing too, is like, and that's one of the things about like I said, Buffalo Trace, they're typically sourcing their rye from North Dakota. And I always thought that was like very interesting because that's like a very, but like the crazy thing is like, you can't like, there's probably no way to be like, all right, obviously North Dakota has the best rye, or obviously Wisconsin or Washington State has the best rye.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. They're all just different. That's the cool
North
thing.
Dakota is on the same latitude as Washington. So what that's telling me is this is going to taste exactly like Buffalo Trace rye.
Darn right. 100%. But then that's the other thing is mash bill. And this is 100% rye. So let's get into that real quick.
Yeah.
This was released in 2025, June of 2025. 8 years, straight rye, 100% rye mash bill, no malty bees, no corn. 100 proof, grain to glass. And there's no like standard when you say grain to glass. It's not like one of those like federally regulated statements. But it was all in Washington State, farmed in Quincy, Washington, and everything else was done at the Woodinville distillery in Woodinville, Washington, which is just northeast of Seattle. No sourcing. They did it all themselves, and they earned it. I'm gonna pour this out for this homie right here.
Yeah, I poured mine a little bit ago. I was feeling adventurous, so I let him breathe a little bit.
Cheers to. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, you're
Cheers
good.
to Cody Clark. What a baller.
We haven't done some dings in a while here.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Ooh, this smells delicious.
I know. I'm like super impressed with the nose on this. I was nosing towards the end when you were talking about the bottle there. I'm getting tons of like black cherry, stewed fruits kind of like this. And with the lowish proof on here, it's kind of nosing like a Saz 18 kind of
exactly what I was thinking.
Like
not so much Driftless Glen. This is very much the Saz 18 nose.
Totally.
I should find out.
Oh, you still got some, man? You yeah, give us some Saz 18 nose notes. So that sample bottle will have taken you 3 sip throughs, yeah?
Yeah. Well, last time, like the Chili's episode, I wasn't pouring this out. I was kind of just swigging it. So that's why I still have like more than an ounce in this John piece. So
yeah, well, good. Yeah, that's a treasure right there.
Beautiful nose.
I know. Yeah.
Hard candy, appley, almost like green appley on the nose. Sharp sweetness. Not like a soft, chewy caramel sweetness. This is bright. This is a bright sweetness.
I really, really love the green apple call out. That like as soon as you said it, I was like, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Nice. I want to say there was a joke in all this. Wasn't this the one that I was like, dude, Fred Minnick gave this a good score or something like that. And then I looked up all that score. Like Fred Minnick gave it a platinum or something like that. And oh crap. What the crap?
In the Ascot Awards?
Yeah, I want to say it got like an Ascot Award. And then I was like, how many other whiskeys got an Ascot Award for this like it got a double platinum status. And then I looked up double platinum and I was scrolling through the double
Yeah.
platinum winners, and I stopped by the time I got to Barrel King, like the 5th one of Barrel King, which shout out to Matt Porter. He's putting out some good stuff. But I gave up on the idea that this was actually truly on top of the world rated.
Was
But
that was it definitely the Ascots, or was it like San Francisco? Because I know San Francisco
no,
gives
it
gold
probably
to
won
literally
something on the San
everyone.
Francisco. But let's see one sec. Let's see. Fred Minnick. God, don't give me a pop-up. Dude, remember pop-ups like a whole nother window? Yeah. Fred Minnick double. Oh, no. San Francisco gave it a double gold, which is everyone gets a double gold. And then Fred Minnick gave it double platinum, which apparently everyone gets double platinum.
Oh.
So.
All right. Well, we will make up our own minds then.
Yeah. Well, no, we'll give it our own award. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the double diamond.
double barbecue.
I haven't even
bean.
tried it yet. Oh man. I just put my nose in here, momentarily pulled it away, and I got those strawberry candies that are really weird, that like have the wrapping that's like soft on the inside, the hard candy on the outside. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Absolutely. That was one of my favorite grandma candies growing up.
Totally.
Like the candy that your grandma has, and like the wrapper looks like a strawberry with the green where you twist it open and everything, and there's a little goo inside. Yeah, love those.
Yeah.
Well,
I was talking about grandma candy yesterday, actually. Like butterscotch, hard candies.
Yeah.
Mary
Werther's?
Jane's.
Werther's?
Yeah, Werther's. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, this is gonna send me off, because those strawberry candies, I swear. And now I know people say your taste buds change from when you're a kid to when you're an adult. You taste way more when you're a kid, and your taste buds get burnt out when you're an adult or something. But like those candies do not taste like they used to me. And they taste super like blah and generic now.
Yeah.
And the same thing, the tangent's going even further. The exact same thing with pizza rolls, man. Totino's pizza rolls. Did you ever see those?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Have you had them recently?
No. Should I?
I mean, maybe the recipe changed. I don't know. But the last time I got pizza rolls, and the time before that, and the time before that, over the course of the last like 2 years, probably, they don't taste like anything. They taste terrible, man.
Yeah.
Bring back the old grandma candies.
That's too bad. You know, whiskey tastes differently when I was a kid versus now too. So that makes sense.
Oh yeah? Yeah, tell us about that.
I waited until I was literally 21 years old to the day.
Yeah.
You know what my first drink was? I probably mentioned this a million times.
What was it?
Hennessy XO.
Oh yeah, that sounds like something a young kid would drink. Yeah.
Well, no, I bought a bottle ahead of time. I like got a friend that was 21. I was like, hey, buy me this bottle. I'm going to drink it on my 21st birthday. And I did the research. I was like, I don't want to do whiskey. Everyone does whiskey. I want to do something classy. So I looked into it. I was like, I'm going to go brandy, specifically cognac, specifically XO cognac, specifically Hennessy XO. It was like $180 bottle at the time. This was
what?
This was how many years ago? 14 years ago. And I went out of my way. I was like, hey, it's my 21st birthday. I'm going to go for it. And I remember I like set aside some time. My parents were in town. I was in Boise actually. And my parents were like, I was like, hey, we're going to, drink this fancy cognac. And then I hated it. The only way I could drink it was like with Red Bull. But it makes sense. Like it was a hard liquor and I was 21 years old and I hadn't even tried anything yet.
Totally.
It was a slow build on the liquor world for me, but it got there.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah. And then we went to a restaurant afterwards and I was a little buzzed from the first drink of cognac. And the restaurant was like, oh yeah, we give a free shot on your 21st birthday. I was like, I'll take some. And they're like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "I don't know, vodka." So I like got a
At
shot of
least they
vodka.
asked you what you want.
Yeah.
They
It
didn't
was
just
like a
give you
Mexican
some
restaurant too. They should have just tequilaed me
garbage.
up.
Yeah, right,
Um,
for sure.
but I remember like getting buzzed
Nice,
because I, had no tolerance at that point. But I was also
for
like
sure.
I like downed that shot too. So
Yeah.
anyway.
I was definitely all beer early on,
Mm.
and like classic like college
Mhm.
party, somebody has a keg of
Totally.
Coors
Natty.
Light or whatever. Yeah, yeah. No, actually,
You avoided
dude,
natty?
not could not. I even at the time my
Yeah.
threshold was above natty. And
Nice.
dude,
Classy man.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, man. Like I
A
had that once
Wisconsin staple.
and I was like, I do not need that ever again.
That's
Like
funny.
my absolute bottom is
Yeah.
Coors Light. I won't go any
Mhm.
lower or cheaper than Coors Light, man.
Yeah.
But and then talking about like what you like first like liquor stuff.
Yeah.
Um man, I was all beer until I started getting interested in like Moscow mules.
Until the accident.
No,
You'll
there
go
were
on.
no thank you.
That's good. Yeah.
um But the best thing about this is,
Uh-huh.
after trying this and that vodkas for
Yeah.
making Moscow mules, the
Uh,
one and it was probably first year of dating with Sam when all this was going
nice.
down. Favorite ended up being, it had to be some big name like Smirnoff or something. They have a
Yeah.
sour fruity vodka, so it's like
Nice.
sour apple, some kind of
Oh,
sour apple vodka.
nice. With
It
your mule?
made a killer Moscow Mule,
That's
but,
great.
like, thinking back, to, like, how hilarious that, like, disgusting liquor combination was.
Yeah. The let's see. The first time I had whiskey. Hey cat.
Oh, you
Um
heard
I
that?
did. The first time I had whiskey was with a mentor of mine from when I was kind of growing up. And he's like, "You're 21, I'm taking you out." So we went to this restaurant and he was like, "2 shots of Jack Daniels." And I actually like compared to the other liquors that I had, I was like, "This is actually good." And
Nice.
that's kind of what started it. And then it was when I worked at that camp and the guy bought an Eagle Rare and he shared it. And I was like, "Actually, this is really good." And then I thought, when I was like trying to buy that bottle later, or like I was at a bar and I was like, I remember it had to do with a bird, and I got a Wild Turkey 101. I was like, this doesn't
Yeah.
taste what I
I
remember.
think
Yeah.
I think that was it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Great
Okay,
memories though.
so I
We haven't
know
even
that
talked
you
about this whiskey.
I know, yeah, I don't think we've talked about palate at all yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you nosed and you sipped.
Yes.
N
Hmm.
now that you've sipped, I want you to nose again, seriously,
Okay.
and tell me if your nose impression is altered by having
It
tasted.
is. It
Yeah.
is. It's a little younger on the nose now.
So, well, now I'm not getting nearly as much black cherry fruity
Yeah.
fruit, and now it's more the nose is more musty and, like,
Hmm.
deep purple and almost Tootsie Roll kind of.
Really? Yeah. No, I'm getting a little youth. And how do I put this? Um, when you let it sit a little bit, it gets youthy. Can't get around that. But it's not too bad. But it was a fantastic front nose, which I'm gonna stick with. That being
Yeah.
said, the palate improves over time, as opposed to the other way around. As the nose is getting worse over time, to me, the
See,
palate has gotten better.
palette, like, I am not a huge fan of this palette. The nose had me hyped, super hyped, the nose.
Yeah.
And like and the palette, like, it lands very well. It lands fruity, it lands oaky, and you're like, "Dang, like, this must be a really old whiskey with the amount of oak." But then
Hmm.
it just kinda thins out and it gets ethanol-y, like, throughout the sip really quickly, like timeline 4-ish.
Yeah.
By then, it's just kinda like not a lot of ethanol because fortunately it's only 100 proof, But the ethanol becomes the primary note at like timeline 4, and then I'm just kind of like left searching through the sting for other flavors, and I'm not getting too terribly much. But I think primarily, other than ethanol on the palate, is like Tootsie Roll, artificial chocolatey a little bit, with a lot of oak. I would have guessed that this was finished and double oaked. I would have bet all my points for the rest of the season. I got to make that joke once every episode at least.
Yeah.
But like this absolutely tastes like a double oaked rye, hands down.
I hate to like change my course on what I just said. I don't fully agree with your notes, but I do know the palate has evolved over time. At first, it was sharp and candy-like, and then it improved to like more sweetness, more fruit, and now, sadly, it's brought in some like small barrel vibes. And I wouldn't imagine that Woodinville would have put these in small barrels, but I'm getting some small barrel vibes on this. Sometimes like a little soapy, little youthy, little forced. It's weird because I remember thinking this is improved, but now that I'm trying it again after like a few minutes of letting it sit out and talking too much, this is surprisingly youthy now. I did add some water, and I have a feeling the water is going to amplify the youth.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I got water here too, but where I'm landed now, man, I think this is my final neat pour assessment. And I'm not sure. I can't remember the last time I sipped my neat pour so many times before finally making up my mind. This is like a thin, watered down white chocolate, peppermint. Like the chocolatey stays like milky, that so it's not, because I personally despise
A
Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
Tootsie Roll, powdery chocolate, stifling chocolate dryness. I hate that. But this isn't that. It's actually a chocolate I like. It feels light, milky chocolate. So and there's a little bit, the rye I feel like gives it a nice like peppermint kind of tingle too. So this is my peppermint mocha whiskey pour here.
Nice. On the nose with some water, I'm getting, sadly, very youthy. Almost like single malty youthy. Like American single malt that's not even a year old. I'm getting notes of that on the water pour. But we judge our score based on the best pour. So, but this one's not calling my name right now. But I could drink it so far. Oh, I can't say that. I can smell it. We'll
reserve judgment while you sip, because I will say I actually really like that water pour, and I put a good amount. I put like 8 drops in my 3/4 ounce, and then I liked it so much I went ahead and put a couple more drops here for my second sip. But I think that the water really pushed the chocolatey away and brought out the fruit on the palate. Like this palate with water matches the fruity nose we were getting a lot more, to me personally.
I'm not getting that. I'm getting too young, soapy, oaky in a forced youthy way. Small barrels. This reeks of small barrels to me. But I don't know, for the record, I don't know if this is a small barrel product. But it reeks of small barrels to me, which is not a good thing. All right, I'm gonna cube this, John.
What proof? If we were re-entry buzzing this, what would be your proof guess?
I don't know. I would have to pour it neat again, which I can do.
I think I would easily be 110 plus on this. I think it drinks quite a bit over proof.
$105 is kind of what I'm reading. By the end of that.
It has this heat.
I can see 110.
Yeah.
All right. Cube. More
Yeah, I'm
whiskey,
Cuban.
more cold.
I'm Cuban. Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban. I'm eating a Cuban sandwich. A Reuben Cuban. What if you combined a Reuben with a Cuban?
That's it. We're opening a restaurant.
We're stopping the podcast and we're opening a restaurant called the Uben.
The Cuban.
The crew. That's great. The Cuban. And then we'll add some other letters. We'll make up our own sandwiches. Of course there'll be a Cuban and there'll be a Reuben and then there'll be the Cuban and then there'll be the Lubin, which is something you don't want to drink or don't want to eat. Yeah. The Boobin.
Just start combining random sandwiches that as you go further down the menu, it just descends into madness.
Honestly though, Bryan, my wife and I always said, if everything else fails, we'll start a food truck, and we'll just sell food. And honestly, I feel like if I had a food truck called the Uben, and I sold things like the Reuben and the Cuban and the Cuban, and just made up sandwiches, and even panini style kind of things, honestly, I feel like that would sell. You could Heather and I, we have done well with some of the fun sandwiches we have jokingly made up as our potential food truck. One involves bacon, cheddar, and raspberry jam. That's good stuff on a sandwich. Almost like a grilled cheese, but with a little bit of raspberry jam.
Yeah.
And then one of the other things is brie, green apple slices, and what was it, ham?
You're making a charcuterie deal now at this point.
Chicken apple brie. That could be really good. So we'd call that the Slubin or something like that. Who knows?
I want your tuna fish sandwich meatball sub combo. That's what I want.
Yeah, the Woobin.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk about this ice pour. Don't ice this. It's just not great. It's watery and disgusting, really.
It's one of those ones you can't finish. Don't try it, everyone. Sadly, it's one of those ones where I was really hoping it would be fantastic because it's a smaller distillery doing their own thing, not sourcing at all, being amazing. The neat pour is the best for me, especially when you first pour it. So that's one of the things. Hey, take our advice. If you got one of these and you're pouring it, drink it quick before it gets too. That's me though. Drink it quick before it gets too young. It had a nice sharpness to it, a nice sweetness, a nice fruitiness. Sadly, it disintegrated. Yeah,
I'll take ice pour best.
Really? Ice pour best or water?
Oh, I'm sorry, water. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh, close one.
Ooh. Yeah, I was about to fire you.
Yeah.
Not joking. I would never do that. Plus, I don't have the authority to do that.
Yeah, water pour best for the same reasons. That's where I got the most fruit and the least ethanol on the water pour. So I dug that. But ratings. Do you want to rate this, dude?
Let me look up your rating scale because this will be one of those ones that gets right in the middle of something.
I know where I'm at exactly right away.
Yeah, where I'm at too.
So I'm C plus.
Okay.
I think this is better than average. There are attributes about this that I will remember, so it won't just get lost amongst all the other whiskeys, which is C. It's just barely into my good category, above average. More pros than cons, some positive, memorable features. I think that this is a decent whiskey. I think that it's a little more standout than average. What about it was standout? I off the bat, I really like the nose until the palate confused me a little bit. But even after the palate confused me a little bit, this is the whiskey is not bad, and it's very unique. So like it's totally, if I was on a distillery tour and they
What?
had me sample this, how dare you, Cole?
Yeah.
They had me sample this, and this was the distillery exclusive. Absolutely, I would have bought it at the distillery. Like it's super unique and it's not bad. That gets me C+ in my book.
I agree with the C+. I was going to say about the same. It on the neat pour, it does have more pros than cons. And doesn't exactly get lost among the other whiskeys. But it doesn't break through that. But that it's hard. It's hard. I mean that score, but I like wish it was better for their sake. Like I wish it were like something cooler. That being said, we lost a little. There was
I don't know, my internet hiccuped. Am I here?
Might have been.
Say the word tacos.
Tacos.
Yes. All right. Dude, I just sipped the driftless. Do you have any driftless left?
No, but I have some Saz 18 left.
Oh my God.
That blows it out of the water.
In case anyone was curious if Saz 18 was better than Woodinville 8yr Rye.
Man, that's good.
This is the Woodinville Rye is like their oldest rye, right? Like they're going through they have 8-year bourbon. I want to say 10-year bourbon. I don't know. They're right around there.
At least 9, but I think they probably did 10 recently.
Anyway, this is their premium release because it's the oldest stuff that they got. So hopefully it's only up from here. But the 8-year, and did you say total wine price was
130? 130. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I would pay 130 for this. Let me rephrase that. I'm sure I wouldn't pay 130 for this.
Yeah, sadly.
But here's hoping that a couple more years and everything rounds out the ethanol edge that I was not a huge fan of. Yeah,
for sure. If you have the means and you have the opportunity to buy Woodinville 8-year or Sazerac 18, I would recommend the Sazerac 18.
Okay, good. I'm glad we put that to rest because that's why people tuned into this video. Here's the thumbnail. Ready? Is it better than Saz 18?
Yeah, it is not, sadly, for them. It's still good though. Is it worth 130? I don't think so. Am I happy with where they're heading? Yes.
Yeah. From a unique factor alone, I'm happy with where they're heading because it feels like a craft whiskey. It feels it's not just generic swill that you'd forget about on your shelf. Like they have a clear direction that they're headed, and hopefully more years rounds it up.
Let's see if I can compare it to we'll send it to our next segment of the show now that we've talked about ratings. In that segment of the show we like to call Whiskey World News.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Whiskey World News. Today, we're just going to scroll through some of the Breaking Bourbon release calendar for 2026. In case you didn't know, it is 2026. If you're writing the date down regularly, hopefully you've got it down to write a 2-6 at the end of the date. But in January, we've got Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Bourbon Batch A126, classic, standard, and the Larceny as well. We've got a New Riff single barrel malted rye, which actually I'm not normally a malted rye guy, but highly recommend that you give it a shot if you've never had the New Riff single barrel or any of their malted rye. They've got a sherry finish malted rye, super good, very good. So highly recommend New Riff. We got a Penelope Havana coming out in January as well, which I've actually never had before. Cole, have you had Penelope Havana? Yeah. I've had Rio, and I expect Rio to be I expect Havana to be as gimmicky as Rio is, but
dude, Rio's good though.
Yeah, well, okay, hold on. Rio is
Mhm.
tasty. Rio is
Yeah.
tasty.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
desserty. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, not gonna say it's
Mhm.
not good though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the real reason why I wanted to do this is because I wanted to
Yeah.
jump ahead into February a little bit. Because by the time this comes out, it's gonna be like January 19 or something, which is pretty close to February. And
Pretty
in
darn
the month
close.
of February, we've
I'll be
got
taking my
Jack
exam.
Daniels.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, Cole's gonna be taking his exam while drinking Jack Daniels 10, batch 5,
Nice.
Jack
Nice.
Daniels 12, batch 4, Jack Daniels 14, batch 2, and Star Hill Farm American Wheat Whiskey 2026 release. Yeah, Cole, did you ever get to try Star Hill Farm, by the way?
Not a that's the Maker's Mark one, right? Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's their like
Grain
farm
glass
fresh
one or whatever.
grain to
Yeah.
glass. Yeah,
Mhm.
deal. Yeah, I
Good
had
for
the
them.
2025 at a buddy's house, and we all blinded it. None of us knew what we were drinking, and we all were like, I do not like this. And it was like, it's Star Hill Farms. So anyway, I just kind of standard Maker's Mark with me, where I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, it's fine. But I'm really excited for the Jack releases, though. Jack Daniels 14
Yeah.
year batch 2.
Dude.
No older age stated Jack Daniels this
Next
year.
year.
I think their next one 16 or 18.
I
Do you
wanna
know?
say yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember,
But it'll
but
be
yeah,
next year, I imagine. Yeah.
not this year nonetheless. But there will be another Jack 14. So
Nice.
Cole, are you gonna go for it?
Dude, if I see it, heck yeah.
Yeah,
If
I
I
know,
see a
right?
Jack 14 or even a Jack 10, dude, I'm on it. I
Yeah,
still got
well,
my
so you
batch
know,
1
like
and 2 of Jack 12 up there. I still haven't even cracked them.
ooh, when 10 came out last year,
Mhm.
or was it 12? No, it's 12. People were
Mhm.
saying Jack 12 batch 3, the one that came out in
Yeah.
2025. Like people were saying it's so good, it's like the best Jack 12 ever. So it's
Yeah.
kind of interesting now that we're getting to the point where there are like releases of Jack 10 over and over and over again, where like some releases are better than others. So like who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe this year's Jack 10 or Jack 12 could be like the best Jack 10 or Jack 12 ever.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yes, of course, I'm going to be going for the 14 because I just love last year's so much.
And for those interested in patreon.com/chillfiltered, last year we did, I think it was Jack 10 batch 3. We did that
4.
for a drink along. Okay, yeah. We
Yeah,
did
yeah.
that for a drink along.
Well, and that was the second time that we'd done Jack 10 as a drink along.
That's
You remember that?
true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if the trend continues, no promises, but
No
hopefully we
promise.
get to do a Jack 10 drink along.
We try to make it worth it, peeps. We try to make it worth it. Yeah. All right.
All right. You want me to
Are you
skedaddle?
getting it? Are you getting anything on that list? Especially that Star Hill Farm, baby.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'm getting the Jack 14. But
Yeah.
last week or 2 weeks ago, we asked you on what whiskey would you choose? What whiskey would you buy based on name alone? So Cole and
Yeah.
I put in our own names on these, with starting with old. It's got to start with the word
Yeah.
old and then
Mhm.
blank, whatever your choice of name is. Cole's was Old John in honor of Pennsylvania, and
Philadelphia specifically.
mine was Old Booty in honor of Kitty
Without
Boy,
a
the cat we
T.
used to have.
I
Yeah.
expected that to be old Booty, but you said
Oh,
old Boodie, which is different.
that's
That's why I
holding true
won.
to the cat. Do you think I would have done better with Booty?
Heck yeah. Dude, explicit
Dang it.
sells.
All
Sex
right.
sells, man.
That's true. That's true. Well, maybe that's why I lost, because Old
Yeah.
John won 58% to Old Booty's 42.
Hey,
We got some good write-ins though. Y'all
we
are
did.
making me read some bad words here, but we got
Yeah.
J-O-H
Especially art.
saying old bastard. We know
Yeah.
Is
Come
that
on,
Joel
Joel.
Holtz?
Or not Joel. What am I saying? Come on, John Hughes. Sorry.
No, that's not John.
J-O-H.
Is that
No,
John Hughes?
J-O-H is John Hughes, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, very good. Very
John
good.
Oliver Hughes, baby.
2 write-ins from Madtown Market of Ben Klapsik. He says, Old Ginger, I like it,
Mhm.
but
That's a good
Old Benny. Old
dude, I'd
Benny,
buy
I
Old
like
Benny
a
any
little
day.
more. Yeah, I'd buy
Yeah.
some Old Benny. I'd buy a
Yeah.
$20 handle of Old Benny for
Yeah.
sure.
I'll pay Old
Yeah.
Benny for a fun night away.
Yeah, somebody having their 18th birthday, I'd give them a shot of Old Benny.
Dude, straight up. Dude, we'll fly Old Benny in, and he'll, like, teach him about Isla Scotch.
Moving into Miles Ferguson, Kilted 518. He says,
Yeah.
I have 2. The first that came to mind is Old Fart,
That's a
classic.
good one.
You know,
That's a bad word, though. No,
old, yeah, I know. Yeah, not supposed to say that. Yeah.
no.
Second one is the winner of the evening, in my opinion, which is Old Gaffer, which is what my
Mhm.
family calls me ever since we watched Lord of the Rings.
Is
And
that a thing on Lord of the Rings? Gaffer?
yeah,
Is that
Old
what they
Gaffer.
call, um, "Don't tempt me, Frodo. Do they, Gandalf?" Gandalf.
There you go. You had to work your way there. I like it.
I had to work my way
No,
there.
that's what Samwise Gamgee refers to his dad as
Oh,
that's for my old gaffer.
that's funny.
Yep.
You gotta love that stuff.
Well, I do. I have to.
As you do, and your wife does too.
I'm legally binded. It was part of the marriage
Mhm.
subcontract. No, I'm
Mhm.
kidding. All right. We got off
Loves me
topic
too.
whiskey here saying Glenn. Oh yeah,
Old Glenn.
that's Randall. Old Glenn,
Yeah.
so it can be dinged by the Scotch Whiskey
Dude, I
Association.
can't wait to be dinged by the SWA one day.
I know. We got to start putting out some serious encroaching thumbnails.
Yeah, heck yeah. I can't wait to get a cease and desist.
Right. Okay, this is the one that I don't want to read, but I have to. Moonshine Co. The underscore Moonshine underscore Co. wishes me to read Old Poon Hound.
Is
So
that,
get yourself.
offensive? I don't know.
All right, moving right along. We got Cody Clark, 88,
I don't
saying
know.
old tractor. Wouldn't Nebraska
Old
man?
tractor. What a
Wouldn't
baller. That Cody
Nebraska
Clark.
man himself?
Yep.
Loving the tractor. Okay, now in honor of me going to
Yeah.
Universal Studios, my
Hey.
question to you, Cole. We're not asking your
Mhm.
wife. We're asking you, Cole. Which
Gee.
theme park would you rather go to, Disney or Universal?
All right. I've never been to Universal. I imagine they have really good rides. And if I were going there alone, like with my wife only, um, she would still rather be going to Disney World. But do I want better rides or better magical experience is the question. Because
I
everyone
know,
tells me the magic's at Disney, the rides are at Universal.
100%.
And I think I want the magic. But then again, I don't know. But I'm gonna go with Disney. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't blame you at all. It really is
My
true.
wife's impressed. Yeah.
Sam and I have been to both at
Mhm.
both sides of the US.
Nice.
And it really is true. There's just when you're at Disney and you're walking around, it just
Mhm.
feels magical.
Yeah.
And when you're at Universal, I feel like they do a good job of making you feel immersed,
Nice.
but like it's not like in a magical way. It's more
Mhm.
like we just want you to feel like you're in a Harry Potter Diagon
Yeah.
Alley area kind of thing. And
That's
yes,
cool.
the rides are much more like
That's
roller
what I hear.
coastery, like adult
Mhm.
fun at Universal. So
Mhm.
I'll take Universal on this one, of course, because we are
Nice.
going there. By the time this comes out, we'll have been home. So I'll tell you all about
Yeah.
it next episode.
That sounds good. How's the food at Universal? Because the food at Disney
Actually,
can be good.
so you're right. The food at Disney can be very good. I don't really remember. We haven't been to, so it was actually 10 years ago,
Mhm.
just recently, exactly 10 years ago that Sam and I were
Nice.
at, Universal Orlando. And we did Universal California. I can't remember, but it was a long time ago still. So like we were probably more like run around, hit all the rides, go, go, go.
Mhm.
And this time I'll probably be like, hey, look at that snack shack over there. Hey, look at that snack shack over there. So we'll probably
Yeah,
be
no,
trying a lot more of the food this time around.
that's cool. I dig it. I dig it. All right. What are we drinking next week?
We have no idea.
We have no
So
idea.
yeah,
We
we'll
have the
probably have to
database.
look that up, but yeah.
Dude,
There's plenty I've got that needs to head your way too. So
let's
hopefully
do
that happens.
Kilhoman, Comreich versus something else. Some
other
scotch.
scotch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's look at our what do you call it? Our clear and just do scotch. Give me a second, everyone. Don't judge me too hard. All right.
What whiskey would you choose?
Did we do anthology yet? No, we did that for
sounds like a reentry buzz.
Yeah, reentry buzz. Wait, have we done Bruichladdich 18 yet?
Okay, here's what we're gonna do with that. We're gonna do a duo episode. Look right here. See these two right here?
Oh, I see them.
That's the X4 and the Bruichladdich 18. Oh,
yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that middle figure.
We're gonna do that on its own deal. But Kilhoman Loch Gorm. Let's do Kilhoman Loch Gorm versus
Comreich or Loch Gorm?
Yeah. Let's do the twofer between those two.
Okay, yeah. Loch Gorm versus Comreich.
And then maybe we'll just do both just because. Hopefully the vote ends 50-50. So I hope that the vote ends 50-50 so that we have to do both next episode.
But most of all, listeners, no, I'm kidding. I hope that I like Kilhoman, but I prefer like Ardbeg. Like I prefer the well-established Isle distilleries. But I'm hoping people vote for Comreich because that seems like a baller pour right there. So I'm hoping people choose Comreich or Rake or whatever we call it.
That one? No way.
But yeah. Ooh, look at that nice turquoise label.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm hoping for no flight delays because I'm hoping that my this is actually like the last Southwest flight that Sam and I will ever have where it's open boarding because it's still open boarding.
Yeah,
on
they're
Southwest.
Changing in a moment.
But they're changing it. They're changing it like next month.
Yeah.
So anyway,
here's my thought about Southwest.
Yeah.
What makes them special anymore? Nothing.
I know. Nothing.
So I hope the Southwest changes their style and at the very least lowers their price or gives me something to be worth picking. But most of all, listeners, viewers, friends, and family, I hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits. Meow. I'm coming out of my room ready to meow. No, that's not real. All right. Welcome once again to Chill Filter, the